Hello there folks, and welcome back to another speed paint video. For ages I've been meaning to do a set of cake-themed dragon designs. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know I love designing dragons, especially those based after different types of foods and desserts and stuff like that. And of course I've been meaning to do a cake-themed dragon episode for quite some time. After many months of procrastinating and doing other ideas first, I thought it was about time I get right down to it and make some dragons based on different types of cakes. So without further ado, let's get into the speed paint. When I started making this video, I went to the Wikipedia list of cakes and I was inspired by one of the ones at the very top of this alphabetical list, and that is the angel cake. Not to be confused with the angel food cake. Even though these things have very similar names, they are not terribly similar cakes. The angel cake is a British type of layer cake that has a couple of different colored layers, and it's very small and very cute looking. I mean, the angel food cake that is of American origin is also pretty cute, but it is a very different style. This one is pretty different. I'm basing a lot of this dragon's design off of the sole image for angel cake on Wikipedia, which is supplied by bmstores.co.uk. And this is just such a lovely picture of some homemade angel cake. It's got a nice yellow and pink color palette. I love the way the frosting is drizzled on the top. It was super cute, and as soon as I saw that picture, I knew it was going to make for a very good source for drawing a very cute dragon. This dragon, of course, is just very charming and pink. I wanted her to feel very gentle and I don't know, like a toy horse, I guess? There's this old pink and white large horse toy that I used to have as a kid named Strawberry Vanilla, and this dragon is a little bit inspired by her. That's really just based on vibes, though. I feel like this dragon design doesn't really look that much like that toy, but, you know, the vibes are there. I had it so the top part of her body has that white frosting with the pink drizzle. Her horns are inspired by the drizzle shape as well, and the middle layer of her body is made up of the classic yellow cake that is in the middle. And then the bottom part of her belly, as well as some stripes on her legs, are the pink. Perhaps they're strawberry flavored, I don't really know. It's not like I've eaten the cake from this photograph. But man, it does look cute, it does look tasty. And of course, because, you know, it's an angel cake, I had to give her a halo, because I thought that would be cute. Really spice up the silhouette to go from not just any cake-like dragon, but an angel cake-like dragon. Overall, this design is very simple, but very fun. I love working with swirling patterns and stripes, so if you know my sensibilities, I guess it's very predictable of me to have selected this cake to turn into a dragon. But hey, predictable or not, I had fun with this one. I think she came out super duper cute. And honestly, she might be my favorite of the set, even though I made so many fun dragons here today. Next up, we have a dragon inspired by the pandan cake. This is another cake that I found while looking around and researching for this video, and I just thought it was very visually pleasing. The pandan cake is made with pandan leaves, which gives it that nice green color, but because of course it's a baked good, it has a cute, nice brown crust on the outside. It just looks so airy and fluffy and pleasant. Apparently it's very popular in Asia, but I live in the United States, so I can't speak to its popularity firsthand. I've never seen this one in person, but I do think it's a very pleasant looking cake, and I think its color palette makes it very striking. For each of the cake designs in this video, I wanted them all to feel pretty different, since it is very common for cakes on the inside to all kind of be pretty similar, to be various shades of yellow or brown or white, or sometimes dark brown for chocolate. So I thought this green pandan cake would be a very nice thing to spice up the color palette of this whole video, and I think it would stand on its own. Part of its design are not just inspired by the cake itself, but also the pandan leaves that are the ingredient that give it that nice green color. So its big wings are kind of like a big bush almost, I was kind of thinking, I don't know, they're kind of shaped like a fern. And then its tail is a nice big skinny leaf, and its front legs are also kind of shaped like skinny long pandan leaves. And then the back legs are very chunky, just like the big round cake that it's inspired by. No pun intended about the butt, I just kind of did that design thinking it just made a nice rhythm with all the shapes. It has a big horn on its head that's kind of meant to look like a rhinoceros or unicorn horn, but it's also kind of meant to resemble the slice of a cake, because I thought that would be pretty cute. Its ears are also kind of meant to look like cake slices. Overall, this is a very, chunky and cute dragon, because all the pictures I found of this cake was, a very tall, almost cubic in proportion, sort of round, thick cake. So I wanted this dragon to feel round and thick as well. And I thought it came out just very cute. I loved giving it, this cute little pandan leaf tongue. I just thought it was very fun to work with these shapes. I think this cake looks very charming. If I'm not allergic to it, which who knows with all my food allergies, I sure would like to try it one day, just because I think it looks interesting. I'm very, very pleased with how this cute green dragon has come out. Next up is a cake that was suggested by my mom, and that is the Black Forest cake, Black Forest Gâteau, or Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte, which is, you know, a cake. It's a chocolate cake. It has cherry liquor in it, it has cherries on top, it's got whipped cream, it's got cocoa powder. It's just a very, like, famous cake. I'm sure you've heard of it. I feel like this is, like, one of the more famous specific types of cakes that is out there. And I feel like in the United States, we mostly call it the Black Forest cake, but it does have a lot of other aliases, and there is a lot of debate about where it came from. I feel like that's true for, like, many food items. Like, I feel like every place is clamoring to say that they're the origin of where this recipe came from, or, like, they're the ones that named it this or that, and there's always all these fun myths that surround that stuff. And food history is just very interesting. If you don't already, you should probably watch Tasting History with Max Miller, because he goes into this sort of food history stuff in a way that my channel certainly doesn't. But it's very fascinating. I think this cake is just very cool, and I thought a nice dark cake would be a good contrast for the other designs I've made so far that are both very light or mid-tone dominant. A nice dark chocolate dragon would be a very fun contrast for those. It has these various white accents like the whipped cream, and a whole bunch of red cherry accents to give it an extra, more serious, bright flair. I kind of wanted it to have a more serious tone because it is a liquor cake, so I kind of wanted it to feel more intense because of that. But, I mean, not too serious, it's still a cake after all. Its body proportions are kind of inspired by a horse or other kind of hooved mammal, but it still has various dragon-like features, like the cherries that kind of act like horns up the bridge of its neck, or its various wings and other weird parts of its body that just kind of tell you that this thing isn't quite a normal animal. It's very magical and maybe from a fairy tale. Maybe it's a little bit mischievous and gets into pranks or something, or maybe it's like a wise creature that aids a protagonist on their journey through a weird forest. I don't know, I can imagine kind of both for this character, and I think that's what makes it really fun. I also made its eyes very, like, bright, glossy red because they're kind of inspired by a maraschino cherry, which I don't know if those are actually usually put on these cakes or not. I'm not really sure, I've never had one, so I can't speak to it. But I thought the idea of, like, a glossy, candy-like maraschino dyed red cherry would be really appropriate for the eyes on this creature. It really makes its face stand out across this very dark body. And I thought this thing would just be really cute. It was very fun trying to balance, like, various elements to make this thing still feel a bit like a dragon, but also like it is like a woodland creature. I mean, it is a Black Forest cake after all. And it was just a lot of fun to do. This one's also in contention for probably one of my favorite designs in the video, just because I had a lot of fun problem solving to try to figure out how to balance it out. And I had a lot of fun coloring it too. It was just super cute, and I like chocolate, so of course I like this design. Last up, we have a cake in this video that I have actually eaten, and it is the carrot cake. Now that I think about it, it is literally the only cake in this video that I've eaten before. Every other thing I've only ever seen in pictures, or I've seen it in person, but it wasn't in a nut-safe variety, so I wasn't able to try it. But carrot cakes I have eaten because I've made them at home with my family. And I feel like carrot cake is very fun. I feel like you usually see it with a lot of generous, like, white whipped cream frosting, but I really wanted the frosting to take a backseat in this design. After all, I had already made a couple of designs that were very, like, frosting forward in their color palette, and I wanted this one to be really about the cake and its texture. A carrot cake has a very interesting texture to me compared to most other cakes, at least the ones in this video. Like, a lot of other cakes are very light and fluffy. A carrot cake is all about the moisture. It is just very rich and decadent in a way that other cakes really aren't, at least in my opinion. And you can also see the little bits and flecks of carrots in it when you're eating it. You don't really feel them in your mouth, I feel like they cook down to basically just feel like batter. But you can see just like the itty bitty little bits of carrots, and they don't even taste very carroty. They just kind of blend in with the sugar and other spices, and just add a good, nice, moist texture to this cake that really works for it, in my opinion. So I really wanted to replicate the texture of this cake because to me, that's one of its most defining qualities. Other than its autumnal, seasoned taste, it's gotta be that texture where you can see the little bits of carrot. Obviously, I couldn't get the taste across as this is a drawing and not a food item, really. So, of course, I had to go for the texture. I had a lot of fun trying to mess around with blending it out with various brushes, trying to make it pass as something that is both very readable, but also something that is believably like the texture of a carrot cake. I also gave it little bright orange accents, similar to how people will often make little, like, frosting orange carrots on top of carrot cakes, especially in, like, cartoons and stuff like that. I feel like the main thing I'm remembering right now is, like, the prevalence of carrot cake and, like, Uma Musume and stuff because they're horses, so of course they make them a carrot cake. And the carrots on there are definitely, like, probably just, the icing, but, you know, in Uma Musume, maybe it is just tiny carrots they put on the cake. They probably would feed that kind of stuff to those horse girls. I don't know, this was just a very fun little design to work on. I really wanted it to feel very, like, cute and a little bit like a dachshund or something was kind of my vibe. I made it, like, just look very cute and long. It was a little bit inspired by the fact that carrots are, like, a skinny, long sort of vegetable. So, of course, this dragon was going to be skinny and long, like the main ingredient of its cake. I don't know, I just had a lot of fun with this guy. I feel like it came out very cute and fluffy, and I had a lot of fun rendering out the texture. I feel like it does look really good in, like, a carrot cake texture. Very pleased with the noise brush I used for the orange bits in particular. That was a very nice pick by my part. Giving myself a pat on the back for that bit. Well, either way, I'm very happy with how this carrot cake dragon came out. I think it's super cute, and it is making me want to eat some carrot cake. And with that, that's all that I've got for today, so thank you all so much for watching. Let me know which one of these cake dragons was your favorite in the comments below. And let me know any other cakes or other desserts you want to see dragons inspired by in the future. I do want to keep making food-inspired dragons or other dragon designs in general, so any inspiration is seriously appreciated. Thank you, by the way, to my Ko-fi members for helping to make this video possible. My Ko-fi members help make my life a little more stable and help me achieve my dream of being a full-time artist. So sincerely, thank you to each and every one of you. You really do make a difference in my life. If you would like to join them, you can go check out my Ko-fi page in the link in the description, where you can join as a monthly member for as little as $1 a month. I'm in the process of moving by the time that you're watching this video, so any bit of support, no matter how small, really does help and really does make a difference. So consider checking it out. Oh, by the way, I recently updated my ACG Goods store, so if you want to get some physical merch related to my channel, go check it out in the link in the description. The cake dragons are now up there as well, so if you want to get some merch of these dragon designs from this very video, you can get them as stickers and keychains by checking out the link in the description. They are super cute, so I highly recommend checking them out. By the way, I'm also a Clip Studio Paint affiliate, so if you like the way that I draw and you want to try it for yourself, I use Clip Studio Paint as my main drawing software. I have an affiliate link in the description where you can buy Clip Studio Paint for yourself, either a one-time payment or monthly, and I'll get a commission for it. So if you want to help support the channel and try out this drawing software that I personally recommend, go check it out. And with that, that's all that I've got for this video, so thank you all again so much for watching. I hope to see you next week with another art video, and in the meantime, why don't you guys go out there and make some art?